Hello, this is Solomon, and I'm doing this analysis for Jerome and George. Thanks, guys. It was wonderful connecting with you over the phone the other day, and thank you for sending these all the digital assets you guys have. And I've taken a deeper dive into all of these and looked closely at four of these sites, and I'll give you my perspective on what makes sense, what a good strategy is for you guys. As far as this joint venture you guys are planning to do. And let's just jump right in. So there are a lot of tools which we used in analyzing websites, and Ahrefs is one of a very powerful tool which we use to look at websites. So what it does, it tells us what keywords it's ranking for. So here I'm looking at the brownbankruptcy.com site, and as you can see, it's ranking for more than 200 keywords. And primarily as SEOs, we look at traffic, right? So it's all about getting online traffic so that people can find you on page one of Google, and then after finding you, they can call your business or fill up a form or get in touch with you somehow to set up an appointment so that they can become your clients. So traffic conversion clients. So what we are looking for primarily is how much traffic value is going to a site. So when it says 2.3K, that means, and these estimates are very conservative. Actually, more traffic goes to sites, what these numbers state. So, but this we take this as a baseline to assess. What this means is 2.3K. If you would spend this in Google Ads, you would pay Google this amount of money, and for each click, they will charge you like 30 or 40 bucks, depending on the keyword. For example, if you look at this keyword bankruptcy attorney Austin, the CPC, that is cost per click for this keyword, is 38.7. That means every time somebody clicks this Carson attorney's site, he has to pay 38 bucks to Google. So and then at the top, these are ads. It says add, 3 ads, and then you have these map listings here, and then you have the organic listings here, and we are here in the top 5 sites. So the higher the your listing is on page one, the more traffic you get. If you're not on page one, you don't exist. So the goal is to get into the maps and get into the top organic listings here. So looking at the Brown site, on which we have previously done a lot of work, and it is generating calls for Jerome, and it has stuck. The rankings are stuck. Once you get to a particular position, you stay there, and it's like you have free ads going on for a very long time. So that's the power of organic traffic. So you don't keep on paying for the click. You just phone calls keep on coming. And interestingly, what I realized was on the same site there is a page for tax debt relief, which is very good for your joint venture purposes, because as I understand, we want to go after those terms and kind of do this together. And this page is already ranking for almost 18 different keywords, but these are not on page one. For example, tax debt relief attorneys, good keyword, but you're on page 3, so not many people can find you. And the rest of the keywords like tax debt relief, tax attorney Austin, Texas, on page 7. A lot of very good keywords, but all of these need to be pushed hard so that they come to page one. And once they come to page one, you get more traffic, you get more calls, you get more clients. So the good thing here is the page is already built. It has some age, it has some authority, and it is already ranking for 18 keywords. So the resources, the SEO resources, firepower which we need to uh, provide is kind of really pushing these up rather than building them up from scratch. So hopefully that makes sense. So it's like think of Google ranking like it's like a seed you plant in Google's garden, and then that seed grows into a small tree, and then that tree grows and then it gives fruits, right? So if you already have a tree planted, you just have to give it the water, give it the right manure, give it all the conditions so that it'll grow and give you fruit. You know how to plant a new tree to get the same fruit. So I did look at the other sites as well. The next one I looked at davidcoffinlaw.com. George, I wasn't sure whether is this your site or is this one of your partners. Nonetheless, I just looked at it pretty closely, and this is what it looks like. So decent number of keywords. It's ranking actually more than the Brown bankruptcy, but what you would notice is the traffic value is significantly less. And the reason for that is if you look at these keywords, many of these keywords are, and he's mostly ranking for tax attorney Fort Worth, tax attorney Dallas. He's like for ranking for multiple cities, but he's not on page one for any of the meaningful keywords, right? For example, on one of the terms, tax attorney Fort Worth, he is number 10 on page one, and then for the other ones, he's on page two or page three or further down on the search engine. So that's why he's, even though the keywords are a lot, but the traffic is less because he's not on page one for these keywords. And the other two sites where this My Business Lawyer, it also has, the traffic is less than $200 per month, and the last one has the least traffic. I think that's the newest of all the sites. And there's a redirect which happens from, if you go to ellenstonelaw.com, it redirects to stonecurtislaw.com, and the traffic for that is the lowest. It's at $47 per month. So in simple ways, what this analysis is showing, among these four sites, Brown bankruptcy has the most traffic, and it has the highest number of power. What I mean is, in terms of, it has an RD of 45. RD is a SEO jargon, means referring domains. So think of this like number of votes. The more number of votes you have in the Google world, the higher your site will be ranked, and the more traffic you will get. So of all these sites, Brown bankruptcy has the most power and has the most traffic. So if from a resource standpoint, but you have to see all the technical and how you want to set up your business. So if you were to approach it from a resource and strategy perspective, my recommendation would be to focus on the tax debt relief page, which is on Brown bankruptcy. And the reason I say that is because it's already ranking for 18 keywords relevant to the tax debt relief, and the base domain is powerful. So for us to push these keywords up, it'll take less resources. It'll be a better strategy. Better strategy I define as alternate use of limited resources, right? So we have limited time, money, and energy. So the best strategy would be to use that well. So having said that, but I'm sure there might be other technical or other business reasons that might not be the best solution, and we could go for David Coffin Law and push that site also. That can be done, or we can push any of these sites. That's not the problem, but what I wanted to kind of explain to you my thought of how I would approach it. That would be my recommendation. So if that recommendation were taken, then this is the proposal I would put forth. So the first thing I think, to get the maximum benefit, optimizing your Google My Business page, because our latest results are showing the business page generates more than 50% of the local leads. So even though you're organically ranking, you're not showing up in the GMBs. And we can fix that. We do really high quality citation work, we do geotagging, we do on page SEO, and we can really get you up there and get that going. And the second one is this is related to just the bankruptcy terms, because I think even though you're generating significant traffic and you are getting like 2 or 3 calls, from what I spoke to Gerardo last time, you were getting like 2 to 4 calls a week. We can push that further, and there is a lot of scope. We can specifically go for, bankruptcy 7, bankruptcy 13 terms, for which we're not going directly after currently. And the top site in this niche, let me show you. So if you go to Bankruptcy Attorney Austin, and if you look at Susan G's site, we'll just take her site and we'll just throw it in Ahrefs, and we'll check out how much traffic is going to this site really. So yeah, around $14,000 worth of traffic is going to the site. And again, this number is conservative. A lot more traffic for sure is going on the site, and she's making a ton of money. I can tell you that. So if I mean, you've seen our work, and we have gotten you to page one, and it's just we can beat her, and with enough SEO power and resources, we can make you the number one bankruptcy attorney in Austin or any other city you want. And it's just a matter of putting the right resources. And we do have different packages. We have the SEO Terminator package, the SEO Intimidator package, and the SEO Power Push package. And the difference between these is just the amount of resources we put behind each campaign. So Terminator being, we put a lot of resources, and it just we plug in your site into our, imagine like a factory, like a powerhouse, like a power bank, and then that gives you the juice and the power, and pushes you up in the SERPs. So obviously we don't have unlimited resources, so we can plug in your site to a limited band of, think of it like batteries, and then depending on the package you take, that's how much juice we can put into your site. So number 3 is going after that text debt relief page itself. As I mentioned earlier, it's already ranking for 18 keywords. We'll be just pushing it, and same packages here as well. And depending on which package you want to go with, it'll dictate the duration of the SEO campaign and how fast we'll get the results. And number 4 is, I think we talked about this briefly, is the GMB Reviews. Extremely powerful, extremely powerful. I cannot highlight it more. So what I mean is, when you search for your main keyword, bankruptcy attorney Austin, let me clear this up and let me see, get the current rankings. What is happening right now? So if we search here, then you will see the law office of Susan G is the number 1 in maps. And then you are on page 1, you are here, also in the top organic rankings. But if you look at the Google My Business page, you see Susan has around 99 reviews, and Fred guy has around 112, and the next one has only 1. So if I were a customer, I'll obviously call these 2 guys, because this is social proof, right? So this is telling me that these people have a lot of clients, and those clients are happy because they have like 4.7 rating, and this guy has 5. I'll call this guy. I'll call Fred, because that's what his ranking is. So firstly, you're not here. We need to get you here, and secondly, once we get you here, we want to get those reviews going. We want you have a goal, like let's say 5 reviews a month, so by the end of the year you'll have at least 60 reviews. So you don't want to be too quick in this also. So we will share some techniques of how to do this properly, so you can consistently get some good reviews, and some techniques you can share with your clients and giving them incentives. And we have a lot of tips and tricks which we can share for you to get this going. And the last but not the least is the chat bot we talked about. So I briefly explained what a chat bot is, but I wanted to explain to you here a little bit about what this is, and then I have one of my teammates who will also be showing you a quick demo of what a chat bot is, so to give you a better understanding and appreciation of what this is. So firstly, I wanted to walk you through these 5 reasons why chatbots are important for businesses these days. What is a chatbot really? Chatbot is really a computer program designed to have a conversation with human beings over the internet, right? So there are 2 types of chatbots: those who use artificial intelligence, and those which are based on multiple choice scripts, right? And this is really the cutting edge of internet marketing, what I'm sharing with you. And I just got back from a mastermind where this was shared, and this is really going crazy. This is generating a lot of business for our customers. And the big deal about this is, it's really consumers these days prefer using a messaging app when contacting a business, rather than people don't like to pick up the phone and give you a call. They would rather, if there's a messaging option at your website, they'll just try to interact with that, and they expect 24/7 service, right? And it's all the signals, and this is a nice chart to look at. So some of the major perceived benefits: 24-hour service, instant response. They don't want to call, they don't want somebody to pick it up, they want somebody there to answer the questions right now. And the ease of the chat. And these are some of the other benefits. Engagement. So once somebody gets in the chat, they're engaged, they're asking questions, and they're getting the response. They can do it on a mobile phone. And we have data to show that it really drives the sales, because that engagement is really converted into sales. So let's say when somebody's in your interacting with your chat bot, and that bot really gets the information, it gets their email, it sets up a calendar meeting, and sends them an invite, sends you an invite. So it also sets up a meeting for you. So it's really, really streamlined. And it's minimal cost to the benefit it gives to your business. So I will try to add a clip from my teammate who's a bot expert, and he'll walk you through a demo bot, so you have a understanding of what it looks like.
So let's actually meet the bot, right? So we actually come in and we meet the bot, and granted, this is an example, so this will not be, exactly the way yours will work. But what we do is we actually introduce the bot. We tell the person the bot's name. Basically, great to meet you. We'll be in touch with you in a few days. And this instance that's what it says, right? So you can actually start the process by saying let's do it, or you can actually delay the process, because we don't know where the person is, or what, we're all busy people, so we don't really know where to interact, right? So we want to give them the option to actually delay this, and you can set that delay to whatever you want to, or however you want, and you can choose to actually have different questions here too as well. You don't actually have it, you can edit these questions to fit your business however you need to. So I'm going to click let's do it, so I actually go through and meet the bot and actually go through the process, right? Let's do this. And basically this example, I'm just kind of asking people questions about where they're at in the marketing example. So I'm going to choose I'm a pro. And then that kind of tags me as I'm a pro, right? I'm a pro at Facebook ads, right? So that's kind of tagging that person, right? So it's not necessarily, so whenever that person, whatever question you ask them, it could be anything to do with, whatever you're at, like what is your financial status with bankruptcy, or do you have any kind of needs, or whatever your question may be, to kind of itemize where that person is in that process, so that you know who you're talking to. Again, when you start talking to them, you have like 4 questions already answered. What are your top 4 questions, right? So again, then it's going to come back and says, in this case, are you very interested in chatbots? I say very interested in that case, because obviously that's the way of the future. So I think then it kind of pops up and says that's great to hear. And you can itemize these questions to whatever your business is, right? So just keep in mind that this is a rough draft, or this is just kind of an example. So again, it comes in, it says, I'm just going to say I'm just interested in chatbots. So in that case, instead of SEO, YouTube, all that stuff, then it says, okay, then it kind of goes through and gives them options, kind of gives them a key, hey, we can unlock the opportunities, gives them another little GIF, and then it basically goes through and kind of says, okay, we'll be in contact with you soon. In the meantime, here, check out our content. In this case, you could say in the meantime, or you can even go to your calendar, or you can go to contact me now, like call me now, or whatever the case may be, or they can go to and talk to a human. Whatever the case may be, but this is meant to be really, really user friendly, and really like an eye-catching thing to be engaging to people, and be more or less like an icebreaker, if you would. So it kind of gets where the person is in the process, and then that way how, when you talk to them, when they do finally contact you, or you contact them, where they're at, exactly where their points that they may be interested in actually engaging in business. So I mean, it's very, very helpful in having something like this to speak for you, and actually use your voice in the way you would like to talk to your customer.
So then, so those are the 5 items which we talked about. Firstly, the optimizing GMB, pushing the bankruptcy related terms, and pushing the tax debt relief terms, and reviews, and the chatbot. So it's 2019. It's January 15th already. So uh, it's time to take action, and I think by driving more online traffic, you are gonna get more calls, and those calls are gonna get converted to clients. And let's really raise the bar for 2019 and get this going for you guys. So if you have any questions, let me know. I'm available anytime at info@amzob.com, and feel free to reach out. Thank you very much. Bye.